Let's talk about your Dragon's Den experience. I want to know about your wins and your losses at that time.
Sure. Well, starting with the win, actually making it there was a huge win. My partner Melanie and I, we drove across the country from Vancouver all the way to Toronto with our cat Riley because he was 3 pounds over the weight limit to go on the plane.
No, Riley.
Yeah, he was way too big. So we ended up making it to the den, and then the van actually broke down the night before as well. To like actually get there. So I had to go to like the Toronto airport to go get a rental, pack everything in the car. So just making it was a huge win.
Yeah.
On the den.
Yeah. What would you say have been the losses? It's funny because if it's going to go wrong, it will. Yes. But also it's such a good setup to the big moment. Like the universe will test you to see how badly you really want it. What would you say was a low for you during the Dragon's Den experience?
A low might have been like when we arrived there, we had been promised that we'd had quite a bit of time to set up, but it turned out that they wanted us to go first. And neither of us like had our makeup on. We weren't like super prepared, and they're like, you're on in 10 minutes actually. So running around trying to get like everything prepared, like to even get on the den was definitely super stressful.
Yeah. What would you say you've learned from that experience?
I've learned that like we're pretty good at pitching.
Yeah.
Like I would say.
I like that.
And I think I attribute that a lot to like the big drive that we had. We were able to like kind of quiz each other and question each other like the whole way and just focus on what kind of questions would be asked. So we felt like pretty prepared going into the den.
Yeah. So what does scaling look like? So your business is interesting, right? Because it's to do with animals. Yes. Animals are like our children. Yeah. It's a delicate market, but it's a market that people are really passionate about. Like, I don't play about my dog. I can tell you don't play about your cats.
No.
So what does scaling look like for you? Because I know we started off as the toothbrush.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So in terms of scaling, I think there's a couple of different ways that you can look at it for scaling. The first one and the most obvious to most people is like adding more products to the brand. So say, for example, we're working on the cat toothpaste right now, like a cat wrap, like so that your cat can be like kind of snuggled up, like while you're brushing their teeth. We just have dental sticks as well. So adding all of these different like cat specific dental products is one way to scale vertically. But because our product and like our area is so niche to cat owners that are willing to take care of their cat's teeth, we have to also look at like expanding like horizontally. So that looks like launching in like different countries.
What is the challenge in launching in different countries? What is something that like stands out to you the most?
I would say like distribution and language.
In language.
Yeah. So, I mean, like there's certain countries that you can launch in, say like the United States, Australia, UK, where it's like they're English speaking for the most part, you know, and so like you can get away with speaking English. But then say, for example, we just launched in Germany or Japan, and now you have two completely different languages. What does the packaging look like? What does the messaging look like? And especially since we have been the faces of the brand and we only speak English, barely. It's hard to translate that into different countries.
Yeah, there's huge cultural differences too between Germany and Japan. They're the type of places that you really have to visit and spend enough time like studying and getting data and research before you can like really, you know, conquer it. That's really cool. As a woman in this space, have there been any setbacks for you?
Yes, I would say that like not being taken seriously.
Yes, that is like a theme. Like, what do I need to do?
Yeah, and especially in like such a, I don't want to say silly because it's not silly to me of like cat dental. You know, it's very important to me and very important to like all of my customers and community. But I think that people who maybe don't understand pets think that like it's taking it a step too far, like Arlene said in the den to us, right? Bringing up like, hey, is this a step too far? Is this a little bit too much? So being questioned in that respect by people that maybe just don't understand the niche, you know, and then being a woman on top of that, being like, kind of like, what are you doing? Like,
yeah, it's interesting because when we think of dental in general, it's incredibly important. It's still held at the end of the day. Absolutely. There's already products on the market. I'm sure that they're doing well, and we know that they're toxic. So why not have a clean alternative.
Exactly.
That just makes sense to me. But I can see, my thing is, as a prerequisite, if you were joining my company, if I were you,
Yes.
the question would be, do you have pets?
Yes.
Have you had a pet before?
Yes. And specifically cats.
Yes.
Because there are so many small nuances to cats that like non-cat owners just maybe don't understand. The way that cats behave, the way that they interact with their owners is completely different than how dogs do. So I think that like having staff and our community that really understands like cat behavior is super important.
Yeah. How did this idea even come about? When did it happen
Perfect
for
question.
you?
So I took my cat Henry in for a routine vet visit, only to find out his teeth were covered in plaque and tartar buildup. And it was so bad, he had to have surgery to get a couple of teeth removed. And I mean, at the time, I was feeding him raw diet, like the best food going, like, you know, really paying attention to him. And you know, we took the cats in, they had these dental issues, had to go under a general anesthesia to have the teeth removed and get their teeth all cleaned up. Between the two cats that I had at the time, Henry and Jasper, I ended up spending like $2,000. And on a salary of a registered nurse, that's a lot of money. That's rent right there. So Melanie and I thought like, you know what, this cannot happen again. So we started going down the path of trying to find a toothbrush so we could brush our cat's teeth. And we couldn't find anything small enough. Everything was way too big for a cat's mouth. The other issue is that cats have a single hinge jaw. So their jaws only open like this. Unlike ours, like we can accommodate for bigger items, right? But cats cannot. It has to be sized appropriately for their mouth. Not only that, there's a huge open nerve ending behind their front teeth. If you hit that open nerve ending, the cats will jerk back and obviously not have a good experience with brushing their teeth. So we really, really struggled in the beginning, even trying to get into a brushing routine because we just didn't have the proper tools in place to do it. So we made it.
So it's really a preventative company.
Yes.
Too.
Yes.
Like we're saving money.
Yeah. You want to spend $20 on a toothbrush or $2,000 later at the vet.
It's very true. Well, it was a pleasure speaking with you, and thank you for solving this issue. Some may not understand, but as a as an animal lover, yes. The answer is yes for me.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.